Hey, what up? I I said let's go. What's up, everybody? It's Tommy Runs, and this is Aaron Worldwide. This is the PR Project, episode 898. This is episode 8. We missed last week because I was in Chicago. So please, thank you so much for jumping back in. Thank you for bearing with us and always rocking with us. First off, I just want to shout out, because this is the PR Project, I want to shout out a great list of people. Number one, I'll end with you, Aaron. I want to start off with a really cool, dope list of people that DM'd me or answered my Instagram thing and said that they PR'd today or this week or last week. So Senior Charles did a 254.48 in Chicago. He was aiming for 255 when he was very proud. He executed well. CJ the runner, a 2 hours and 52 minutes in Chicago. That's a 4-minute PR. 4-minute PR is big. It's like
in the 40, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Chris Rochelle did the 5K in Chicago. Came up with the PR for 1945.
Nice.
Okay, this one's actually kind of funny. Daniel Jacob in Chicago did a 249, no bloody nipples, and no one spit a loogie on him because he heard my story of my first marathon where where the lady kind of spit and it ended up on my kneecap.
Sound like he had a perfect day.
It couldn't have gotten any better. And then K Slow 92 says Baltimore Running Festival. That was today, I think, right? Was the Baltimore Run yesterday? 10K 57.26, a first official race he's ever done. Training for a half in December. Sweet. Good luck on the half. Another Baltimore Marathon 325. Won the age group. That's Richville. Check her out. Kelsey said from Des Moines Marathon. That's dope. Des Moines, Iowa. 332. Shout out to that one. Our third member of the family, Lex Runs Life, ran a 320.
Alexis Talladay. Shout out.
In Chicago, ran a 324.38. Big time.
I still owe her lunch.
You still owe her lunch because last episode, if you weren't listening, watching, Aaron said that if Alexis ran a PR in Chicago, he'd buy her lunch, and he has so far he's not done that. So we have to hold his feet to the fire. I won't say the rest of what the statement was, so I think he'd be out of some cheese. But Gary Robertson 3 says Chicago 304.47, dope time. Alec Torix, he ran past us today down the DeQuinder Cut, first full marathon ever. So it's obviously an automatic PR, but he ran a 350.47, 4 minutes, hit his goal for under 4. So he beat that by almost 10 minutes. We have a listener that listens pretty often, Meg, last week's 10K PR 63.45. Josh Hubbard, first time he ran a half today. He ran with you for quite a bit. He finished maybe like 20 seconds after you. First time he ever ran a half. That's pretty dope. But he's run 2 fulls in the past, so he's not new to running, but he's definitely putting in some good work. Katie, who I met in Boston last April, she had a PR, and she also, it was her first 26.2, and she did qualify for Boston with the 354.01.
Nice.
Lindsay 139.36 half marathon PR. Running for sanity. PW personal worst. Does that count? Sure.
I'll take it.
Sure. Because I saw this quote. It said, "Adversity truly introduces us to ourselves." And no matter how if you take that for what it is, you may not like what happened, but if you do it the right way, you'll learn and you get to see how you respond to this thing from going forward. So shout out to you for running your worst race.
I heard another interesting thing. They said the best thing you can do in a venture is to succeed, and the second best thing you can do is to fail fast.
Okay.
So if it's your personal worst, you fail slow. So shout out to you. That's probably the worst thing you can do.
So slowly fail.
Like just slowly watching it drift away.
But I mean, I love that you're like that's the thing with running. Like you go out there and do your thing and figure out what happens, and then sign up again, go again. Chicago Marathon for Timothy Bing. I forgot where he's from, but I met him in Boston one time. I think Chicago Marathon 5555. 5 hours, 55 minutes, 55 seconds. And then Varun Shetty, the Detroit Marathon. So today, 3:25, a 27-minute PR. That's like I think that was a good way to finish the shout out portion. But let's get to you, sir.
Before we do that, let me shout out Stanley Turner and D-Lo Cotton too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, was that so? Was that Stan's first marathon?
Yep.
So Stan's first marathon, he ran a 3:50 and some change, or 3:53 and some change, and then D-Lo, they both ran.
That was his second. That was D-Lo's second marathon. He was on his own redemption tour.
He probably PR by a lot though, right?
Yeah, he said, yeah, for sure.
So shout out to D-Lo and Stan. They've been putting in crazy work in the gym, on the roads, all type of crazy stuff. And D-Lo.
And one more, Aaron Morton. Aaron Morton PR'd the mile yesterday, 5K yesterday, and the half marathon today.
No. PR'd all three.
PR'd all three, and to put the cherry on top, he's been working hard to get under 200 pounds, and he stepped on the scale after all that running this weekend. And he was 199.5. So he's on a roll, bro. He's on a roll. I'm so proud of him, man.
For real?
Absolutely.
Dog, that is like, I hope he's crying somewhere because, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, because like I've seen him putting in crazy work. He passed by my car the other day. I was with the family, and I was like, I talked about him for like 3-4 minutes. I'm like, because not to like make it like weird or whatever, but to see, to have met him a couple years ago, and even a year ago at that point, he was a much different person than he is now, and to see like him like latch onto the running thing and then just keep working. Like every time I see him, it just seemed like he was like different. Like he was just cutting down, and man, like just seeing him do his thing now, and like with like the smile, because he never lost a smile though. He never was like, he was never like mad about nothing. Like, and I just like seeing him. That's crazy. That's a hell of an achievement. I got to give him a shout out on like.
And I keep saying, hold on, one more, but I think we missed the forest for the trees. Lance Woods, Joe Robinson.
Oh dang.
Chicago.
Well, no, yeah, we hadn't. That was okay. Yeah. So Lance Woods ran a 2:47 and like 20 something, I think it was. He PR'd in Chicago, and then Joe Robinson did a 3:02 and some change, 3:02 low, and he PR'd by 4 minutes. Lance PR'd by like 2 minutes or something like that. So shout out to those two guys for going crazy, doing their thing.
If we forgot you, blame it on our head and not our heart.
We forgot you. Really, if we forgot you, it's because you didn't answer my story. So it's really not our fault. We gave you an opportunity. But yeah, really big shout out to everybody that PR. But I don't know if it was a PR for Ari or not, but she ran a 1:18. Ari Hendricks, who is the 5th in speed on the list for Black American-born women to run under 3 in the marathon. She's number 5 on that list. She ran a 1:18 and some change today at the Detroit Free Press. And then shout out to Sydney, who won the half, the international half, with a 1:14 and something. And I think her PR is like 1:13, but just had to give them healthy shout outs. And before you do what you're about to do, actually, you know what? You can go after this. So we don't often have people on the show, and this is absolutely like I'm just gonna say this first. This is nepotism in its finest, bro. This is 100% nepotism. Let me click the button. We got a special guest. We're gonna bring Jared. If you for some reason feel like the two gentlemen in the middle to the whatever side of the screen is on look alike, it's because they're brothers. 100% nepotism. And you PR today, my friend, right?
That is true. I did.
First half marathon.
First half marathon.
PR no matter what.
PR no matter what. But wait, did you have a goal when you started off today?
I did have a goal. We were training for 7:22 pace, so I think we would have got
135 was a goal.
135 was a goal, and we got that. I got 134 and some change. So
134 and some change. That's what's up.
Made it happen, man. I shed a few tears at the finish line.
Oh, did you? So wait. Did you start crying before?
Man,
before you got to the finish or what?
Almost. I don't know if it was windy or them tears was coming. I could feel them. Like 12 miles, I could feel the tears trying to fight and get out. I held it back.
It's because like I'm crushing it right now.
Man, I knew it. And I'm like, all right, I think my body will hold up. If we keep going at this pace, we're going to be fine. So I'm like, man, all that hard work. I just thought about all the weeks, sacrifice, all that good stuff, and we made it happen.
All right, man. So I'm gonna. This is no shade to the man I'm about to mention, but I want to give you some time to review the race today. But I just don't need you to I just don't need you to do a Robinson on me.
I don't think I can. I can't be that. I can't even drop them descriptions, and I can't even go into grave detail like that. I just break it down. All right, focus. Like, all right, let's get to the bridge. Let's get to Canada. Let's make this happen. Let's fight the bridge. So we got to like the peak of the bridge at like 3 miles in, and that UCAN was calling my name. I'm like, man, I can feel it. I'm like, that UCAN need to. I'm gonna bust this thing open soon. So I fought through the bridge. We got through mile about 5.5, 6. I ripped that UCAN out. That boy helped me through to the tunnel. Then mile like 7, 8, fought through the tunnel. I'm like, all right, we just got to get through here, see some daylight. Around mile 9, we cut through, got through the tunnel, and then it was home free. And through the time, I'm like, damn, man, I don't know how much I got left. I'm like, just focus on recovery, like the half mile after the tunnel, just bounce back, and then groove through Detroit. You ran these streets before, you're going to be straight. And then my hammy was kind of locking up. I'm like, no, God, don't do this to me. Don't do it. Feet don't fail me now. And then,
because I saw you at mile 9 and like a half, and then back around like mile 11 and a half, I guess that was, or 11.
About that.
And you was looking strong going through the first time, and then you came back through that second time. What I tell you though?
Right, you said them kicks had some turbo in them.
So he was running. He reached down and pressed the turbo button.
I had to hit that turbo, man. I had to. Tommy came through with the turbo for me. I needed it right on time.
So you've raced several 5Ks, 10Ks, even a few 10-milers. As far as difficulty, where would you say this half marathon ranks on that list?
It was difficult, but I think my level of poise and my understanding of how to run the race, it just kicked in, and it wasn't even. I didn't go above what I needed to, and I didn't drop below. I stayed at a steady pace. I didn't panic. I didn't, when it got hard, I just fought through, and I knew I could fight. I can get to that point where I'll be fine. So I think this is the best. Like, I've ran faster before, but what mattered the most is my recovery time. Like, I bounced back from those hills and the bridge and the tunnel. Like, it was less time in between for me to recover. So I was able to get back to that steady pace I need to be at. So.
Yeah. That's all that training that you put in over the last 12 weeks. You had a pretty good advisor, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Shout out to you, man. I'm proud. I'm super proud of you, bro. It's funny because I remember I asked you a while ago. I'm like, would you run a half marathon? And you was like, no, I ain't really interested in doing that. And I never pressed you about it, but I knew eventually you would do it. It's like, you gonna run this marathon, but you know what I'm saying? All in due time, man.
This was definitely the first time I considered a full marathon after finishing this. I'm like, things gonna keep growing. As you train more and more, you learn your body, and naturally you want to do more. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're gonna make it do what it do.
So man, I'm super proud of you.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thanks for jumping on with us, man. I know I promised you that if you ran this half marathon, you knocked it out, that I would bring you on the show. And jump on. I'm super proud. I'm glad that you saw it through training. Just seeing you get up every day and get out there and do your thing, man. It was super inspiring, and it helped me not feel alone in my training. So I appreciate you, brother.
And you made it through a training block, bro. So now you know what it's like, and you know, and now it's on to the next one, brother.
Hey, on to the next. I'll see y'all at the next starting line. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yes,
keep rocking in the free world.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Peace.
Love, brother.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah,
everybody knows Jared, bro. Everybody knows Jared.
No, Jared come with the correct energy for sure. for sure. No, but that is dope though to go out, because so many people's first like half marathons are normally just like, this is not what I expected, or first full sometimes, like especially newer to the running thing. I mean, because he hasn't been running for a long time, so it's like it's not like he just always ran 5Ks and then just decided to step up. But like people's first halves or fulls when they're just pretty new to the vibe can be pretty disastrous and pretty like disheartening. But it's dope that that he had you around to guide him, show him what the things you've done, the mistakes you've made and all that stuff. So it is dope to be able to tap other people that have gone through it and have learned their own lessons. But that's like one of the cool things about running, especially when you run with other people, is to be able to have those moments. I mean, y'all are brothers, but some of us like have learned from each other just by like kicking it on long runs or whatever. So
the community of running is definitely
community for sure, bro.
A huge benefit if you can find the right people for you. So
yeah, 100%.
That's a 100%. Testament to it right there. And I mean, our run club is a testament to it as well. You know what I'm saying? We got so much knowledge and so much, just so much motivation, so much just community, like, you know what I'm saying? Just that love that.
Because look what happened today.
All that cool stuff, man.
Like, look what happened today, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many people ran the half well, and so many people ran the full like well, and what they were trying to do, and well to me is like finishing in the realm of where you wanted to and what you set out to go do. And so many people did that today, and it was just really cool to see. We were at mile 18 for the cheer squad, and to see people pass there. I know you still got a long way to go. You got 8 miles to go. A lot of things that happen 8 miles, but it felt really cool to see so many folks that maybe a year ago, wouldn't have even thought they'd be at 18 miles, and to see them running well and happy and confetti and this and that going through 18, that was just a really cool experience. And to have seen a lot of these people put in miles and do extra miles before the runs, after the runs, it's just dope. It's just dope, man.
And like you said, some of these people are totally different people than who they were when they first started running. So and now they running marathons. So it's crazy the transformative property of running, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, let's jump into your vibe, bro, because you just PR'd today by a lot.
Like 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes, probably.
2.5 minutes in a half marathon is number. Okay, I'll patch it back because you're not gonna do it. To PR in a half marathon by 2.5 minutes, in the middle of a training block or at the end of a training block, 3 weeks out from New York. No taper involved. To be full.
Good taper, actually. Very
good taper. Good taper. He got a taper, but no taper. No taper in mileage, just taper in hair. To do all that shows the level of fitness, the level of like just shows where you are, and it should be a really good launching point or launching pad for for 3 weeks from now. Because what you ran 120
today?
Yeah,
124. 124.36.
124.36, and then your goal for New York is sub 3, which you've already said. So like that just sets you up for and you ran it at the pace you're supposed to. You locked in when you needed to. And when I saw you at mile 9 and mile 11, you just look like normal, like Aaron. So go ahead. Let's walk through this though real quick, because I just need to know where your head was, the start, what got you through, what was the thought before you took off, bridge, tunnel, everything.
So yeah, I'll give the Cliff Notes version because I ain't gonna go super in detail, but interesting in the start for sure. I had the day called for a 3 mile warm up. 3 mile warm up, 13 mile simulator, and then 3 mile cool down. So I knew I had to get there kind of like an hour early just to make sure I had clearance. I got dressed. I grabbed me a throwaway hoodie, threw my throwaway hoodie on, stepped out the car. I said, I don't think I'm gonna need gloves. So I didn't wear gloves. And I parked about 2 miles away from the start line. So I just ran over to the start line. I didn't want to have to deal with the congested parking and all of that stuff. So ran over to the start line, and I'm just looking at my watch. The start time, the gun was going off at 7 a.m. So I kind of got close a little bit. I got to the corrals at about 6:55-ish.
Dang.
And I was like, I'll be able to slide in here. But it was like super congested. So I'm like, excuse me. And I finally get into Corral A, fight my way up to Corral A. And I told Josh that I would be running with him. So I just was looking around trying to find him because I didn't want to leave him out to dry with the expectation that I would be there, and I wasn't. So found him. He was like, "Man, I was worried. I thought you were gonna be in the back a little further or something." And I'm just like, "Nope, I'm here. Let's do it." Saw Harsh, saw Jared, and then we took off. It was smooth sailing to begin. No pressure. Nerves were fine. It's something weird about running a race without feeling like
it's a go race.
Yeah. Not having the pressure of the entire training block is riding on this race kind of vibes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got out pretty much on pace, kind of talking, just running through what like the expectations for the day and all of that stuff. And Josh is just like, I know this is a workout. This workout is a part of your build, so I just kind of want to hang with you. I'll go with whatever you do. Whenever you make a move, I'll make a move with you, and I won't pull you along any further, any faster than what you want to do. So just let me know. And I'm like, cool. We get to around like mile 2. I'm like, okay, this seems like this is going to be the pack that we're going to be with for the whole race. That was not a good idea because it wasn't. But I felt like we were all settling in. But once you make that loop and you head onto the Ambassador Bridge, that kind of separates the real from the fake. Not saying that the people that fall back are fake, but it's just like that kind of strings people out a little more. Saw some hand cyclists really going through it, going up that bridge, man.
That's a weird, like when I did the full in 2019, it kind of catch you off guard because like you don't normally see them, you know, until much later, and it's like mile 3 and it's the biggest hill of the race, and so it gets a little strange right there.
Some struggling going up, but then bombing it on the way down.
Yeah, you got to get out the way.
They get all that back. So it was kind of cool because as soon as we got to the base of the Ambassador Bridge, Josh was like, "Yeah, you know, I run with Knox on iFit all the time, and I do segments of the New York City Marathon, and yeah, this is just how it is. That first bridge." And I'm just like, "Yeah, you know, I'm visualizing it in my mind." So we're heading up the bridge. It's about a mile of pretty steady incline. And then you hit the crest. I didn't get the full sunrise view that I got last time. I think it's because I got to the bridge a little quicker than I did in 2018. So the sun still wasn't really on the horizon quite yet. Because we hit the 5K point around 20 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that. So
it was still dark.
Yeah, it was still kind of dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, we bomb it down. And I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, okay, let's be respectful of the time, but also let's not feel like we have to handcuff ourselves going down this bridge. So take a look. Josh is like, yeah, we're kind of hot. I'm like, let's just roll with it. It's cool. We're going downhill anyway. So we get to the bottom of the bridge, and there was a announcer there, and he's like, I've been standing in this one spot for 3 years waiting for you all to come back because you know they haven't had the international race in 3 years, and he's like, I've been standing in this very spot for 3 years waiting for this moment.
So stupid.
I was like, that's hilarious. So we roll out of there, and man, Josh is just a bundle of energy. He's pumping up the crowd.
That's great.
Showing love, smiling at everybody, pointing at everybody, and I'm just like, and you know me, I'm a little more stoic, so I'm kind of just hanging out. I'm just chilling.
No, you just lame. That's all. But go ahead.
Yeah, that could be it too. And he's checking in with me every so often. You doing all right? How you feeling? You good here? I'm like, yeah, for sure. It's all good. So we get to probably mile 5-ish, and I'm like, okay, let me grab water. I grabbed Gatorade actually, and Josh grabbed Gatorade too. And he was expecting water, so he was a little mad. He was like, man, I asked water or Gatorade, and they said Gatorade, so I passed. And then I went to the next cup, and they said water, but they gave me Gatorade anyway. It was just kind of funny. But so we keep pushing along. Man, it's so crazy because I don't remember running in Canada at all from 2018. Like I don't remember.
Oh, really?
I had no like reference point to go back to. I think I'm.
Oh, like when you're over there, you just don't remember seeing.
Yeah, I'm like I don't have any benchmarks to like. Okay, this is how it looks when you headed toward the tunnel or nothing like that. Like it felt new again.
Actually, I don't remember I don't remember. I remember that weird road you got to go out and back, and then I remember like the straightaway for a while, but I don't remember what the coming to the tunnel looks like.
Yeah, it was weird. So, but once we got to it, I'm like, okay, here we are. Here's the tunnel. But by that point, we were in a pretty good flow state. We were just clicking off the miles. I knew we were a bit hot. We were in the 620s when probably should have been in the 630s. But I'm like, this is okay. This is not ridiculous. So you start off into the tunnel going downhill pretty aggressively. So we're kind of just like floating it down the hill into the tunnel. But then you get to like the bottom of the tunnel and then you start climbing. And you can look out and you see the hill of the tunnel, the incline of the tunnel coming up. And it's just like, that doesn't look good. And then it goes up and turns and it's just like, there's more. But once we got through that, I'm like, okay, we can really get after it now. So we head out on Jefferson and we're running down Jefferson. By then I took my UCAN at probably 5.5, maybe 6. And so we're headed down Jefferson and I'm just looking around. That's probably the most active part of the entire international half marathon course because Jefferson is like one of the bigger streets in Detroit and it's cool. It's like, that's where the spirit of Detroit is. That's where the big Renaissance Center is. So smooth sailing. We're going down. We make a right onto the street in front of the Huntington Place. And that's another downhill. We hit that and then go up the hill. And then I take a look at my watch and I'm just like, okay, where are we at? And it's like 5:58. And I'm just like, I look over at Josh. I'm like, what are we doing right now? And he's like, my watch says 5:58. And I'm just like,
on the hip. Where are y'all at?
So right in front of Huntington Place, what used to be Cobo.
Yeah.
There's a hill that goes down real quick and then comes up real quick.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
So we came out of that, and when we came out of that turn, it's like we were just rolling. And I'm just like, 5:58. But then I'm like, don't be scared of it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of try to pull back a little bit, and Josh was like, come on. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So we're cruising, we're rolling, and then we see you and Dante, and I'm just like, man, that's what's up. Like I knew I was gonna see you at some point. I thought maybe it would have been on Jefferson, but then I saw it, like we made that turn, and I could see your hair from a distance, and I'm like, that's Tommy, and I'm like, that's Dante, cool. There go my people, and I was feeling good. We rounded that corner, whoop, still feeling strong. Made another turn. I saw the lead guy, and I'm like, okay, the turnaround should be close. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember what you told me about Chicago?
Did that change? Did that mess up your mentality when you was waiting for a turnaround sooner than you supposed to?
A little bit, yeah.
That messed up mine in Chicago. I
just shook it off. I'm like, bro, just run.
I'm kind of glad I told you about that because it can be a weird thing if you do like the mental math wrong on the turnaround for some reason. Like it matters.
So and mind you, this whole time I'm doing like mental math, trying to figure out like, all right, where am I going to end up? What am I doing right now? And so we get to mile 11. I see some more people that I know. It's cool. I saw one person, they're like right on the side of the road, and they're just like, let's go, Aaron, let's go, like screaming. Yeah. And I'm like, who was it? No idea who this person is. Hey, but it ended up being on Instagram, her name is the Dynamic Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know her. I didn't know, like she had a hat on, and like I didn't recognize her.
Was she running too?
Huh?
She was running too?
No, she was just on the side.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, cool. But she messaged me that after, like that was me, and I'm like, because she was like super hyped, and I'm just like, man, that's crazy. So we get to the 12-mile mark, and I'm just like, let's go, Josh. We got 1 more mile. He's like, all right. And man, I started to feel him getting detached from me, and I'm just like, come on. I'm trying to coach him up, trying to bring him up. I guess he fell off the pace a little bit, and I was kind of out there on my own. And I'm like, I have 2 choices. I can fall back and just say, all right, it was a good race. Let me just chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm already where I need to be. Whatever, this last mile don't matter. Or I can, like, I saw 2 people ahead, and I'm just like, I know I can get that first guy, but can I get that second guy? And so I just kept going. I didn't really speed up, but I just kept right at that. It was like 6:04. My last 2 miles were 6:04 both. So I'm just like, let me just try to stay here and see if I can go get him. Got the first guy, and then the second guy rounded that corner, and I'm looking down at my watch, and I'm just like, man, I hit 13.1 like 2 minutes ago. What's going on? Like, where are we at? Because it was just every mile we were getting further and further behind on the markers. So that's kind of
the thing, yeah.
It kind of throws you off. But I thought I was running a 10 as well, but you know,
I don't even know. I think that a lot of times, I mean, that's tangents, but then also like GPS be weird too. So.
Yeah, I mean, and we were under the Detroit River, like over the Detroit River, so it's like plenty of room for it to go awry. So and I made that. I rounded that last corner, and I felt like how I felt last year when I was finishing the relay. I'm like, here we are. Let's do it. And I just stepped on it and ended up crossing. And when I crossed the line, the clock said 126 something, and I'm just like, this can't be right. Like, no way this is right.
Oh, and, the gun.
Yeah, but they send the hand cycles out 2 minutes early.
Yeah, the gun time. Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's 126 now, but
because like, in Chicago it was like 5. It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was like
that is terrible.
It was like
that's what,
yeah. But I had that happen to me too many times before, where I'm like, just then you just look at your watch time, and that's it. You know, as long as you do that right, you should be fine.
So look, I crossed the line.
You're the running homie. Josh said he's glad you pushed. So at least confirmation that you guys pushed each other today.
Yeah, this PR, this time wouldn't have happened without Josh. He kept me on pace. He kept me ahead of pace. And I think just both of our energy together just kind of pushed each other.
It's always good.
So it was super cool to be able to have somebody to run with for that long. Really wish we could have crossed at the same time, but also I'm still super proud of him because he had a training block that was more so just like he wanted to fall back in love with running, and I think this race really helped him do that. So shout out to Josh.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Josh. My mom says congrats, Aaron. Jay,
I appreciate all the support.
Joe runs a marathon. Congrats, Aaron. Mari says yes, sir, Aaron.
Thank you, Mari. I appreciate it.
I think somebody said light flex, and I think that was something in their conversation that was light flex. That's what you do.
Shout out to Lady.
Built different. Excuse me, Your Honor. Malik said you put on a clinic today. Dog, I mean,
it did look like a clinic. After I looked at my splits, I'm like,
it did look like a clinic.
It looked like I knew what I was doing out there a little bit.
Yeah, man. Nah, hey, Coach Worldwide. Wait, what? That was for the Jared.
That was for Jared, for sure.
That was for Jared. But yeah, man, no, it was super dope to see. You put up a good number there, and then it was good to see you twice, and both times you were looking exactly the same as you did the first. So that was a good vibe for sure.
Yeah, I never felt any kind of breakdown. I never felt like I was in trouble at all.
So do you think McKinley, can't leave McKinley out. McKinley said good job, Aaron.
Thanks, McKinley.
Did you feel like at any point, I mean, not like that's, do you feel like there was like were you like 80-90% somewhere in there?
Yeah, I think I was closer to 90.
Yeah, like that's fair.
If I have Josh, I probably would have played it a little more conservatively.
Right.
But having him definitely was just like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some fun today. Let's get out there and roll the dice.
Especially that finish, right?
Yeah, because I mean, my legs felt so good starting out, and I'm just like, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's within range. I did. It's funny. after I crossed the line, I coughed for like 5 minutes straight.
Dog.
Coughed
so
5 minutes straight, bro.
So after I finished Chicago, I sneezed for 2 days. It, like 2 days.
I've been dealing with this like chest cold situation, but I thought it passed. Like the worst of it was like last week, but it came back with a. Well, you saw me on Wednesday after my workout. I was coughing, coughing up a lung, but it was even worse today. And like they gave me my medal. Like Ramon gave me my medal. Shout out to Ramon. He was working.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, so that was super cool to see him. But I'm just coughing my lungs out, bro.
That's dope.
And everybody looking at me crazy. I'm like, I promise I don't have COVID. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
You probably do though, but you know.
No, I tested. I'm good out here. I'm good in these streets. Yeah. But So shout out Ernest. Ern had a big day today. Big shout out to Ern.
Yeah, did we shout out Ern?
We didn't shout out Ern. So shout out to PR. Shout out to Ern. And shout out to Chris as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. It always feels good to run like the hometown race and get the love of the hometown crowd and just like
it was quiet out there. And I mean, no, this isn't like to randomly put some negative on the day, but I do hope that one day like the Free Press has more folks out watching. I mean, maybe it's a weird time of year.
It's tough, man. It's cold. It's
just so many quiet spots out. It's just so many quiet spots out there. It's so quiet.
I like it.
You like the solitude.
I like the just lock in.
Yeah, but no, watch. Duh, when you come back, when you go to New York, you're gonna be like, oh, you know.
I'm be like, man, I blew up at mile 18 because I was running 6
because of the crowd. It's gonna be the crowd's fault.
Funniest part of the course.
Okay.
My man was playing. So we was like 2 miles in. My man was playing Don't Stop Believing. And he was screaming,
every
have fun in South Detroit, which is hilarious. Because there is no South Detroit. South Detroit is Windsor.
It's fun. I've never heard South Detroit.
It's because it's made up.
It's
made up.
He was doing his best, man.
No, but he knew we were going to Windsor, which is South Detroit. So he's like, this is South Detroit. Have fun in South Detroit.
I thought you were saying that he was trying to say like we were in South Detroit.
No, he was saying we were headed over the bridge into South Detroit.
Dang, South Detroit is actually pretty decent.
Hey, it wasn't bad. I'm like, oh, y'all.
They got a casino over there too. They got Gatorade apparently and not water. You know, it is what it is.
They operate on a metric system.
We
were running this one guy next to us said these must be Canadian miles. They're going about too fast. It was good jokes on the course today. It was really good jokes.
Hey man, if something gonna happen to you, you might as well happen over there. They got universal health care.
Yeah, they take you to the hospital and you be all right. They're like, no, get this American out of here.
Oh no, you that's why you brought your passport. I saw a guy running with his passport in his hand at mile 9. Like,
that is tricky, bro. What if you drop that off the bridge, bro? Drop that into the river.
I mean, you're supposed to have it, I guess, or like your.
I have my hands license in my back pocket. My one goal was to not pull that out and drop it while I was pulling my gel out of my pocket.
Oh,
and when I accomplished it, I felt really good. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Yeah, no, that's tricky. Yeah, no, they don't ever stop you. But like, if something were to happen to you over there, then you just need to have it, or you're in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So let's. Well, congratulations, sir. I was very happy. I'm glad I was there. And I'm glad we was chilling there watching. And I guess we might as well jump over to. Sorry, we missed last week because I think we could have done last week, but I was like in a attack of some sort for allergies, and I was just going too crazy. There's been no way I'd have been able to do the show.
And I was y'all wouldn't have liked me on I-94. That'd have been weird.
You're a crazy enough driver as it is, sir. All right, so I'll do my Chicago recap, and I'll try to make this quick. There's 26.2 miles involved, so I'll try to take it into like sections. We'll go by 5s or something like that. Cool. The goal of today,
I like yourself, my brother.
Oh yeah. Hold on,
There you go. Now I can do whatever.
No, we can still see you. No, so I did. So the goal of that race was stop number 2 of the Redemption Tour. So it was the second marathon. First one was in September, on September 11th. This one was 4 weeks later on the 9th of October. So the goal was just to go out there and run what's it called? A progression run from mile 1 to 20, and then race the last, last 10K, last 6 miles at my goal New York Marathon pace. So I was supposed to start at like 7:20, or actually higher than that. I look back at the notes. It was supposed to be like 7:40 to like 7.
You didn't even see 7:40. You saw that and your brain auto-corrected it to 7.
My brain was like 7:20 at the most. So it was supposed to be 7:40 to like 7:10 within the first 10 miles, cut down to that, and then do 7:10 to like 6:50 or 6:40-ish the next 10 miles. And then as I got closer to that 20th, I was supposed to just start rolling and get down to like 6:20, 6:15-ish or whatever, right? For the last 6 miles or 6 miles. So I was supposed to have all this energy because I conserved myself, right? And I did not do that at all. Like my goal was supposed to be 7:40, but in my brain it was 7:20. My first mile was 6:55. Next one was 6:52. Next one was 6:37. Next one was 6:53. So somewhere in there, I'm looked over because Joe Robinson ended up running with me because his goal was to run a 3-hour marathon. And I figured the math, if I had done it right, I would end up right around 3. If I had started off where we're supposed to and slowly, burn down. And we were running like mile 3 or 4. And I'm like, every time we would get too like hot, we would actually get out of the flow of traffic, move over in the road where no one else was, and just like slow down. And then like 10 to 15 seconds later, we would be back rolling at the same pace we were at before, and maybe even caught the person that we were next to before. And then I'm like, we did this 3-4 times, and I'm like, bro, I can't figure this out. Like, I don't know how. I don't even know how I could get to stopping. And he's like, it's like a current. And at that moment, like, and I'm not like foo-foo like that, like where you could feel the energy, you know what I'm saying? It felt like a current, bro. Like, I wish you could, like, because it was the only way you could describe it. It was no way around like going any slower than we were. Like, you just couldn't, I don't think. I was in the wrong corral to do what I was trying to do, like, just period. But long story short, for that first 10 miles, I decided like mile 5 or 6 that I was just going to have to try to stick to 6:40s, because that was in my mind, that was the lower end of what I was supposed to be doing, which is not the case anyway. But I said, if I can stick to 6:40s, mid 6:40s, then I could make the next 10 6:30s somethings, right? And then make the last 10K 6:20s, like, and just thought I had all this energy. I did really well the first 10 doing that 6:40s. Everything was going by fine. I had ankle issues before the race, and that was working out well. The shoes I picked were the Alpha Flyers, and I picked those because I wanted the shoes I wanted to have like as much bounce and pop as I could. And
say what you really mean. Elliot Kipchoge had you gassed up.
Elliot Kipchoge had me gassed up, and Keira D'Amato also had me gassed up from, what was that, that morning? Wait, when did that happen? The morning of, right?
Berlin happened the week before.
No, the week before. So I was gassed up. Yeah, you're right. And then I also thought like maybe I could help save my legs. Anyway, man, whatever. Thanks for pointing that out. And so like right around the 10-mile mark, Joe decided to stick with the 3-hour group, and then I just started my like cut down. The first 10 miles flew by. The next 10 miles dragged on for me. It wasn't really tough, but it was very lonely at that point, because I was just by myself or passing people slowly, never running with anybody side by side. But everything was great. A couple times I thought about New York. I'm like, I felt very fit going into Chicago. I probably felt too fit. I kind of like overshot where I thought I was, because like I started thinking about like, oh, maybe I could catch Gary. Maybe I could catch. I started thinking like stuff that I shouldn't have been thinking about in the race. Which is fine. It's like a competitive thing or whatever. But so the next 10 miles kind of dragged on. Note to self, Aaron. I don't know if New York streets are better than Chicago. I saw so many people trip and fall.
My foot went in a hole today, and I almost rolled my ankle.
So. Full speed. I seen this one guy fall and barely catch himself, and I'm a faller. Yeah. So pay attention in New York because it's too many people, and it hurt. They was hurt. They got up, but they was hurting. You could tell.
Yeah.
So everybody listening, watch your step in these major marathons. Too many people. You don't see the little bumps in the roads and all that stuff. But the next 10 went fairly well. When it came to cutting down though, because I had got out too hot, mile 20 was great. I'm like, here we go. Mile 21 was even better. I'm like, here we go. We're at 6:20, and then the wheels didn't come off, but I realized I'm dipping way too far into this well. In running they say don't go. You don't want to go to the well too many times. I was walking up to the well. I put my hands on the so I started looking in the well. I was
thirsty.
I was like, dang, do I go any further? Do I just keep pushing to try to make sure I nail this workout the way it was written? The answer to that question was no. Just finish the marathon and do well. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Mile 24 and 25 were wheels fell off. I held the pace, but I was definitely in a place where I'm I'm not supposed to be here. I really didn't feel like I was supposed to be at that point.
Nobody's supposed to be.
So Deborah Cox was playing on the side. But it was a good point. It was a good time to push. I didn't feel strong. I didn't feel strong at that point. I just felt like the wheels were rolling, and but I finally got over this last hill. Chicago Marathon is great until mile 26. You have to go over this stupid hill. That's the largest hill in the race, and it's at mile 26. You hit top 26, all you have is 0.2 left, and there's this really big hill, and it's just it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Then you turn and you could see the banner, and you're good to go. And as soon as I saw it, I smiled ear to ear. The day was special though, just the running part's boring, but the day was pretty special because last time I saw the We Run 3-on-3 cheer squad at a major marathon or at any marathon was in Boston at mile 20. And when I saw y'all, I was hobbling and it was terrible. I was in pain. I didn't want to be there no more. It sucked. When I saw the cheer squad in Chicago, I was full flight. I was fine. Mile 20 was great. And it just felt awesome for that. And then when I turned that corner and saw the finish line and knew that I was it was well past where I needed to be for my goal for that day, it was just great. It felt like redemption was made at that time, just because it was just it was a good day. If you go back to my race pictures, I didn't buy them from the Moto Photo or whatever, but I was smiling in 10 of them. Yeah, no, they're $100 for some pictures. I'm straight. But it was dope. I was smiling ear to ear. I was super grateful, and then I started sneezing like crazy. But so that's that. I don't know if people were commenting or whatever, but it was a good day. I felt great. What are people saying? Nothing? No. Cool. So great. Yeah, and Chicago is a Nike sponsored marathon. Hold on, sorry. Yeah,
you gotta do this first.
What's it? Good seeing you on the course a few times in Chicago, Tommy. You made it look too easy, beat cute, and PR by 12 minutes myself. Perfect day to run. That is dope. That's dope. I ran with a couple people, and it was just cool talking to people, and it was so strange. People were Tommy runs, on the course, people on the side was oh, it's Tommy runs. It's a weird thing. It's a weird
Barack Obama, this is running right now.
I thought you said Barack Obama's the this is running. I'll take that. Oh, that's a good way to put it. Shannon, our good friend Shannon said,
yeah, you booked your ticket to 23 and 24 within 2 weeks, right? That's hot.
Yeah, well, so the cool thing about the Erie Marathon, the timing of it, I BQ'd for 2023 and 2024 with that one race. But then I also,
just to make sure,
Chicago, just to make sure. So I ran 255 in September, 256 in October. The goal for New York is to go faster than the PR, which was 248, but we getting back to work right now.
Put the hard hat on. Hard hat and the orange vest.
Hard hat on. So yeah, so now we 3 weeks out. And just to how are you, I kind of feel like I know how you feeling, but how are you feeling with 3 weeks out from New York, man, the goal race of the year?
Today was a great confidence boost. My long run last week in Chicago didn't go so hot. So to come back and wipe the slate clean and get it together, that goes a long way. I am very much a proof is in the doing rather than the saying or rather than thinking. So I got to do stuff to be able to believe I can do it. So today's PR was nice. And it gave me basically the same check-in that I got the same workout for Rhode Island. I feel the same way, maybe even a little better about it this time around. So the goal is to just deliver myself to the taper in good shape and not push any further, not hurt myself, and get to the start line healthy and give myself a chance to go out there and run a sub-3 marathon.
Yeah. This I guess kind of goes into what. Go ahead.
Same thing, same time.
Do it. You do it. Go. All right. Oh, Tommy Runs is a brand name. Yeah, I like that. You can put that back up there real quick. Tommy Runs is a brand name, and Tommy Runs. Gary is a runner. Told me I need to start talking in third person because it just kind of like builds up the, So, So Tommy, Shannon says, question for you both. I'll answer. Tommy Runs will answer first. How do your legs feel? Well, we already know how Aaron Worldwide's legs feel because he just ran pretty well. He's feeling great. You're so stupid.
No, I mean, go ahead.
Tommy Runs legs feel like crap. So I ran a workout yesterday. Workout went really well. But Aaron, you remember on Thursday, I had to pull over in the run and untie my and fix my shoelaces. The top of my right foot is swollen from that. So right now I'm like icing my foot, and I know it's not an overuse thing. I had these shoes. I'm not blaming it on shoes, but I had them tied tighter, and then I felt this pain on the top of my foot, and then I had to pull over, changed it. But I think it was too late. It did some irritation, so I got to figure out this little irritation.
Shannon turned into 50 Cent.
21 questions. What shoes? Talking about the Prime X Strung, the Adidas Prime X Strung. They have like those. They have some. Most shoes nowadays like have laces that have a little give to them, and these just don't. I don't know what they are, but they just didn't have much. So they just kind of like dug in, and I didn't realize it until it was like too late, but it'll be fine. It's gonna go away. It's not. I didn't twist anything or roll anything or overuse anything, so we're good. But other than that, everything feels pretty good. The workout The workout yesterday was 4x2 miles at 10 seconds faster than marathon pace, which was really, you got a ghost. Which is really, it was actually like it was more of a mental workout because I think I'm definitely physically able to do it. But to do a workout 6 days after running a full marathon was like a mind, like it was kind of like threw me off. And I had to
it was that wind was whipping. That's what threw you off.
Yeah, that wind was whipping too. So I wasn't like, I don't normally throw caution to wind much when I run, like, cause it doesn't norm, huh?
No pun intended.
Yeah, for real. Like I didn't even think about like, okay, run this way, run that way. I would just run into where I needed to run to make sure I can make it back to the same spot. And I ran most of the workout kind of with like sideways with the wind and then a little bit with it. So I'm like, okay. But once I turned around, them gusts like yesterday was like 20 mile an hour gust almost. So like at some points in my like 2 mile runs, it was like I was laughing like this is ridiculous. And like that's one of those moments you just got to realize like, okay, what's the effort I'm putting in for that? For anybody really, like if you're running a workout and you just happen to be on a hilly road or it's windy or whatever, that don't mean it doesn't mean you trash. Sometimes you just got to like recalibrate the thinking and like, okay, well, how much effort am I putting in? Because for me to get to my goal effort, into the wind, I would have been dipping way too low into like what I was supposed to be, and you can overwork yourself. Doesn't mean cop a plea, but you just have to take into consideration like what you're doing. If you're going uphill in a race, if you're going up a long hill, those might be the miles where you need to not be at goal pace. Maybe you need to be a little slower than goal pace, and then use those downhills to make up for those. You just gotta be smart and try to play with it. Pace bands. I know we talked about pace bands before. If you got a race coming up, it's on Find My Marathon.
Yep, findmymarathon.com.
Findmymarathon.com, and you plug in what your goal pace is, and like
typically you can even add strategy.
Yeah, people you can typically it's like you do like equal effort, or was it whatever effort, even effort, and then typically that kind of takes into account the hills and such and all that, and you can slower miles. But yeah, do as much planning ahead of time if you can, for especially like a full marathon, half marathons too.
So I ran this report. I saved it. I even sent it to you, and I'm like, I think this is what I'm gonna do. I didn't look at it anymore after I sent it to you.
So he sent me this thing in his goal, the time that he did based on what even effort, right?
No, this was actually conservative start and aggressive negative split. That was
okay. Oh wait, because you did want the last 3 miles to be quicker.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but he said 6:29 would have been the average pace of what you put up, and what'd you do? 6:28, 6:27.
6:28.
So very much so on the nose.
And the splits kind of went exactly like that said, so it was cool.
This was dope. I heard about that. So Alexis said at the expo in Chicago they were doing pace tattoos. I saw a lady run past me and look down and look at her pace tattoo or whatever. I'm like,
that's play sheet on, put that play sheet on your arm like a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's the one tattoo that you do want to be upside down and facing you.
Yeah,
because
and Alexis can vouch that even if it's raining, it won't come off. Alexis said she had hers for a couple days after the race.
It's worth it, man. You run a 3:24.
That would taunt you if you don't run it though.
Dog,
and you still got that on there, and you like, man, I ran 30 minutes slower than this. Why did I put this on my arm?
Come off. Yeah, like put some vinegar on that boy.
So to answer Shannon, because I didn't get my chance, but how the legs feel? Shout out to my UK fam. Legs are a little knackered, but you know what I'm saying? We good, man. We bounce back. We recovery guys. You know what I'm saying? We go ice bath when I got home, put the legs up. We just gonna do what we gotta do. Cherry Bundy, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what the deal is.
Yeah.
They shouldn't feel great after
they shouldn't feel
6 weeks of 70 plus. You feel
me? They shouldn't feel great. I mean, whatever training you're doing.
No, acknowledge me. Acknowledge what I just said.
Ain't nobody worry about that. Whatever training you're doing, for people that aren't doing 70, Aaron, whatever level you at, if you at 3 weeks from a marathon, your legs should not feel great. You just do it. You
maybe readjust your goal.
Yeah. You're just not, because you want your legs to get to be closer to like been working. You know what I mean? And then you taper for a reason. You don't taper because you're feeling great. You taper because you need to kind of like, change that fitness notch a little bit and then ratchet up and go crazy on the race day. But yeah, when you're at 70, 80 miles a week for like 17 weeks, you just
legs are a bit knackered. You feel me?
Yeah, all of a sudden, my man's is
a bit knackered.
Yeah, now he's getting a little crazy in it. So I want to end this out with a hot take. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Half Marathon PR or Mr. Redemption Tour second one? So if you have any questions for us, throw those in there right now because that'd be great. Yes, you can protein, Shannon. That's a good question.
I need a pack.
Aaron needs a re-up. But yes, UCAN protein is very good, tasty, and it does the job. Yeah, I actually took UCAN protein before the race because it has a bunch of carbs, and so I matched that with that and the energy. So it actually kind of served me both purposes, and it worked out great. because I don't like eating a ton on race morning.
I had a Builder's protein bar because you can't haven't supplied me with the pack, so I had to make do.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man.
By any means.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. All right, so
pull the shoes out, man. What's the hot take?
Hot take, because Aaron got to go to a party.
Where the party? I don't want my jagged edge.
So the hot take of the day. Can you please put a banner up that says hot take? Hold on, I need this to
scorching hot take.
Scorching hot take. You got this?
Yeah, I got you.
I'll look at the last comment. Oh, they're talking. This is a comment to each other. All right. Scorching. So, get him a spell check.
Yeah, that is a strange word. I got you. Just go ahead.
He ain't been in school in a minute. Yeah. Scorching hot take. You did good. Where's the fire emojis?
I didn't know we
right. That's fine. Scorching hot take. So I ran in these Alpha Flies for race day in Chicago, and they're cool. I like them. They're decent shoes. I feel like I see why some people like them, I guess. But was there some shade coming still?
I see why some people like them, I guess, is hilarious.
Hold on, let me switch this for the scorching hot take. All right.
That's very disrespectful, but go ahead.
You can't do no emojis?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Scorching hot take. So I ran in these. I ran these about 4 or 5 times leading up to this race, and I ran the race in them. And the shoe that I'm about to hold up, I also ran in around the same amount of times. I also ran a marathon in them, and they are better than this shoe. And I don't care what anybody says. So I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. the Saucony Pro 3s are a better marathon shoe or half marathon shoe to me than the Alpha Fly Next Percent. They just are. So I ran in them in Erie. Very comfortable shoe, very quick shoe, very bouncy, very poppy. The stack height is right where it needs to be. This is like a shoe that I don't really. Because I'm a very big Vaporfly fan. This is as close as you are going to get to a Vaporfly to me without it saying Nike on the side. Light, bouncy, quick. Like I ran into in the workout yesterday, and I was running thinking about like how much I like these shoes. The turnover on the Alpha Flies to me are just slower because of the way that the dynamic of the shoe is, and that may be fine for some people, but they're just not for me. So
let me tell y'all why I know. If y'all have been following Tommy on Instagram, y'all should know that this is an honest take because he wasn't in the best place with Saucony.
Oh yeah.
So this is a pure take. Yeah, Saucony, if you are listening,
this is a pure take.
Yeah.
No, I'm. You gonna get.
Shout out to Elena. Elena wore them today in the race too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I seen so many of these in all the different colorways in Chicago. It was ridiculous. And I'm gonna say also to Saucony people, if y'all listening, the Saucony Pro 2, since we're doing scorching words and hot takes, it was a miss. It was a super miss, a missed opportunity. You had Vaporflies out there, you had Alpha Flies out there, you had Adidas, Adizero, Adios Pros, and then you had Saucony Pro 2, which was a good training shoe at like the highest level. Really. It was not a marathon shoe. It was not going to be competitive against the other ones. This shoe throws them into the conversation as, to me, the top 3 marathon shoes out right now. To me, I have not run in the Adizero Adios Pro 3 yet, and that would be the one that I think would maybe kind of like mess things up for this. This is one of the top 3s of the marathon running shoes right now to me.
McKinley says how much you can get them for $225 on Saucony's website right now.
$225. Alpha Flies are $275. Vaporflies are $250. Metaspeed plus $250. Everything's $250 or higher.
Yeah.
Or Hoka has the Rocket X, which is that's not part of the conversation right now either. I don't really think, but for the marathon, but this shoe is number 3 for me. Number 2 and number 3, depending on the day. I actually wish I wore these in Chicago, honestly. And if I could wear them in New York, I would. But I'm not going to.
If they don't hurry up to me, if they don't hurry up to these, you know, we might have to fend for ourselves.
But honestly, if y'all want a different shoe, try something out. There's 225. Try this shoe. One of the best shoes.
You gonna stamp it? Stamp it. It's stamped. Tommy runs.
One of the best shoes out there, straight up. Straight up. All right, that was a cool hot take. I felt good about that. But you're right though. You're right though. I wasn't because I did stop wearing them Saucony for like not like on purpose, but it's just like I wasn't gonna. I got a lot of other shoes to wear, like so I wasn't gonna go out my way to wear them because I needed some things to be fixed and talked about or whatever.
ASIC's gonna send you a pair of gel Nimbus. Like here, stand on that. No more race shoes for you. Stand on that.
Bow. Take that. Oh, you said you wanted the what is it? You said you wanted the Edge Plus. Here you go.
Here's a pair of gel Cumulus. Stand on that.
Nimbus 23s, the last ones. But it wasn't. Yeah, like I definitely when I put these back on because I took a minute between to wear some other shoes and try other things out.
I took a break.
I missed them. There's some really good shoes. And I saw a lot of them out there today too. That's kind of what made me like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this shoe because it just for a company to make a big jump and actually have their shoes shown and represented at a high level too, or not high because they don't really have any big names out there running right now, but to be like in like the A corral, and have a lot of people in A corral, depending on like BQs and whatevers and OTQs and stuff like that, on their feet and they choosing that shoe. That's a big deal for a shoe that nobody was trying to wear. So absolutely. Hats off to Saucony. But long enough show, I think, unless you got something else, Aaron, my bad.
Yeah, before we go,
shout
out to the great people over at Tracksmith. I feel like we don't give them enough love. Me and Tommy are both Tracksmith ambassadors. So shout out to the great people over at Tracksmith. Tommy wore Tracksmith in his race in Chicago. I wore Tracksmith today.
Nobody has better half tights in
top of the line, man. Top, absolutely top of the line. Yeah. So shout out to Tracksmith. We love you guys. Always, you'll see us in Tracksmith for a long time. And one more shout out to Mary Beasley from Gardena, California.
Oh my God!
46 years old, and she won the Detroit Free Press Marathon today.
46-year-old.
So you think it's too late for you? I promise you, it's not.
A 46-year-old lady. She looked like a black lady. I don't know if she is, but she does look like one. And 46-year-old won the Detroit Free Press today. Ran 2:42. Incredible. And that is dope. And if that's incredible, because if she is a black lady, she just got on the list because she wasn't on before, and she'd be like number 4 or 5. She might have even moved Ari with that if she is.
It says Mary Beasley says she's had ran so many marathons that she couldn't ever recall being in Detroit. For her efforts, Beasley took home a total of $6,000. Includes her winnings for the master because she also won the Masters division as well. Mm-hmm. She's a nurse assistant and a native of Nigeria. She came to the U.S. in 2016.
Okay.
And ran in high school and also in junior college. And she also competed at Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Okay.
So
not on the list. Not on the list, but big shout out at 46.
Big win. Big win.
And the guy though, it's a big win for Masters all around because the male winner of the marathon was 40.
Yeah. So 2 Masters winners.
Won the marathon.
That won the marathon. Let me get his name so we can put some respect on that man.
So if Gary is a runner is listening, it's not too late for you.
It's not too late for Gary.
Not too late for you. Gary is a runner. Oh my God! No, I stayed with Gary in Chicago. Man, this guy is so funny, man. Like it's like constant. It is the funniest thing. Oh yeah.
Ryan Corby.
Yeah.
Shout out Ryan Corby.
Dante and I were out there, and we saw her go by, and I just like she was moving.
Like it.
She was moving. It was kind of weird right where we were because you saw a lot of the half and full marathoners together. At that point, you just didn't, only the half came back. But hold on, was Josh say 2023 is Gary's year, and I mean Gary's actually pretty serious about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but all right, man.
Shout out Big Day.
Oh, hold on. I think you just said Elena. You already said Elena wore the Pro 3s.
Yeah.
Elena, hit me, shoot me a DM. Like, let me know how much you like them because you've run other shoes too. So, let me know. I want to know your thoughts on those. But shout out to you, Aaron, for running a great race today, staying controlled, and also kind of testing the waters a little bit because like that's the biggest thing is about just going out there and trusting your training because you can be too conservative and not get some of the benefits that you needed, but you went out and did your thing and let it flow. Glad that Josh was with you to kind of like take your mind away from like sticking to this one little plan, too crazy. But so big shout outs. Oh, see, now we can talk. The 3s make the 2s feel like trash because the 2s were like slightly like trash compared to the 3s. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. But big shout out to all the people watching. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the people who PR'd today and last week. And I know that the PR is going to just keep on rolling in. And so if you know anybody that PR'd or you end up PRing in the next few weeks or month or whatever, let us know because we will shout you out because you deserve it. This is the PR Project. I am Tommy Runs, TOMMIE_RUNZ. And this is
Aaron Worldwide. AARONXWORLDWIDE. Follow me on Instagram. Shout out. Subscribe.
Oh, subscribe.
Tell a friend.
If whoever listens to this thing for 1 hour and 11 minutes, or 12 minutes, we love you guys. Thank you.
You guys are our immediate family.
Immediate. All right, guys. Go to the party. Let me know how it is. I told everybody I'd be there.
Lying to their face. That's crazy.
Yeah, I say it in a way where they know I'm lying. Like, oh yeah, man.
Sitting up there lying in people's face.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be there. Ash said she was gonna do a cardboard cutout of me at the party. If you did a cardboard cutout of me at the party, it would probably be exactly like if I was there. Cause I'm just gonna stand in one spot pretty much anyway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold the wall down. I feel you, my boy.
Yeah, I got this wall. All right, y'all. Peace out. Oh, I gotta hit the button.
Hit the goddamn button.